It began as a quiet evening on April 16, 2025, when people all around the world stepped outside to watch what was supposed to be a simple lunar eclipse. But what they witnessed instead became one of the most unsettling celestial events in modern history. The moon, expected to fade into a soft copper hue, turned an intense, unnatural red that lit up the sky like a glowing ember suspended over Earth. For hours, it remained blood red, far brighter than any eclipse recorded, casting a crimson reflection over oceans and cities. From Tokyo to Los Angeles, witnesses described it as both mesmerizing and terrifying, a light so vivid it painted entire landscapes in shades of scarlet. Astronomers were baffled. Telescopes registered strange energy readings around the lunar surface, and several observatories reported electromagnetic interference, cutting off live broadcasts of the eclipse. At first, scientists assumed it was an atmospheric distortion caused by volcanic dust or solar activity, but the data didn't match. There were no eruptions, no solar flares, and no known natural cause for the intensity of the red glow. As the night deepened, something even stranger happened. The moon began to pulse. Cameras captured rhythmic fluctuations of light, like a heartbeat radiating through the atmosphere. Power grids in several countries experienced brief but unexplained surges, and in remote regions, animals grew restless. Birds flew in chaotic patterns, dogs howled at the sky, and sea life near coastal areas beached themselves in confusion. Social media erupted with millions of videos under the tag Red Moon 2025, showing the eerie crimson sphere dominating the horizon. Some viewers noticed faint, shadow-like movements across the moon's surface, as if something massive was shifting behind the light. When observatories magnified the feed, they detected geometric patterns flickering within the red glow, lines and formations not caused by craters or lunar terrain. Theories spread like wildfire. Was it a holographic projection, an atmospheric weapon, or even a signal from beyond Earth? Governments stayed silent, but leaked emails from an astronomical research center in Chile mentioned anomalous energy bands forming around the moon's orbit, energy that did not correspond to any known electromagnetic spectrum. Satellite imagery showed thin arcs of light circling the moon, almost like rings forming briefly before disappearing into the void. Meanwhile, across Europe and South America, the night sky seemed slightly distorted, as if the stars themselves were bending around the red moon. Spiritual communities called it a celestial warning. Scientists called it an unprecedented anomaly. Conspiracy theorists called it the beginning of something much larger. By midnight, the moon appeared to expand visually, its red hue deepening into a dark crimson that seemed to radiate heat. Some reported temperature spikes of 2 to 3 degrees in areas directly under clear skies. Air traffic control systems malfunctioned in parts of Asia, and several pilots claimed their instruments flickered as they flew through a faint red mist at high altitude. Then, at 12:44 a.m. UTC, seismographs across the world registered a low-frequency vibration, not strong enough to be an earthquake, but consistent and global, as though the planet itself was humming. Audio engineers who analyzed the vibration later found a pattern resembling frequency modulation, suggesting impossibly that it contained structured data, as if the hum carried information. As panic grew, some tried to decipher it using sound mapping software, claiming the waveform looked eerily like ancient cuneiform symbols. By dawn, the blood-red moon faded to black and then returned to normal, leaving behind nothing but confusion and fear. The following day, NASA held a brief press conference calling the event a rare atmospheric scattering enhanced by solar particles. But independent physicists pointed out that the moon's reflectivity had changed slightly, as though its surface had been coated by something reflective. In the days that followed, astronomers detected faint residual radiation emanating from the lunar South Pole, where an unidentified dark patch had appeared, one that was not present in previous lunar maps. Scientists scrambled to determine if it was a shadow, a crater, or an entirely new formation. Around the same time, a probe near lunar orbit detected something shocking, a pulse of energy emanating from the dark patch, directed toward Earth, repeating every 19 minutes. Governments denied the data, but amateur astronomers confirmed it, recording the faint beam using modified radio telescopes. When decoded, the pulse carried repeating sequences of prime numbers, a pattern that throughout human history has often been associated with intelligent origin. Religious leaders proclaimed it a sign of divine intervention. Skeptics called it a cosmic coincidence. Yet across the globe, people began reporting vivid dreams of standing under a red sky, hearing whispers carried by windless air. Some claimed the moon had spoken to them in symbols and flashes of light, showing images of ancient ruins and alien landscapes. Psychologists dismissed it as mass suggestion, but there were too many identical details among unrelated witnesses for it to be mere imagination. As the weeks passed, scientists noticed subtle gravitational anomalies, tidal shifts that didn't correspond to normal lunar influence. Even satellites in low orbit began drifting by fractions of degrees, suggesting a temporary alteration in Earth's gravitational balance. By May 2025, the dark patch on the moon grew larger, and its edges began to glow faintly again. Some astronomers warned that we might be witnessing the opening of a rift, a lunar vent emitting unknown energy into space. Then came the final twist. A classified image leaked from a lunar orbiter showed something emerging from the crater, a perfectly geometric structure, hexagonal in shape, with sharp edges and unnatural symmetry. The image vanished from every server within hours, replaced by official denials and error messages. But the few who saw it never forgot. Whatever happened on the night the moon turned red was not just an atmospheric illusion. It was a message, one written in light and silence, reaching across space and mind alike. The moon had watched humanity for eons, reflecting our stories, our wars, and our hopes. But that night, for the first time in history, it seemed to awaken. And as the world stared upward in awe and terror, one question echoed in the hearts of billions. If the moon can bleed, what else in the cosmos is alive waiting for its turn to speak?